Yo. Welcome everybody to the stream. I'm going to get started really quick. Another short stream. I thank you for the off the bat like. I appreciate it. Another short stream. I always stream late, man. But this time I have an excuse. This time is different. I was actually working on a video. Basically the video of the topic that I'm going to be talking about right now. But I was editing it just now and I was like, you know what? It'll just be easier for me to spew this information through a stream, get it out live, and have it documented than have to edit a video. I won't be done till like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then it's kind of late information. So I wanted to go ahead and get this information out to you guys as soon as possible. So basically, I'm just going to be regurgitating the video that I would have made in short form, through the stream form and as quickly as possible, so I don't waste a lot of you guys' time. And obviously, if you have any questions, the chat is open. You can always chat with me. I try to answer as many questions as possible, stay interactive, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So the topic of the day, obviously, you read the title, is NVIDIA RTX 3070 Ti release. So you guys probably already know about it if you've been following it. 3070 Ti is slated to release tomorrow morning. And it's going to be very similar to the 3080 Ti launch. So if you were here for the 3080 Ti launch, it's going to be overall the same thing with a few caveats. So number one, the 3070 Ti will be an online only drop as typical versus the in-store only drop that happened before. And I'll get more into that later on. And that's pretty much really the only main difference. It's just going to be online and not in-store. But the main thing that I wanted to preface me giving information and tips and all of that, I want to preface it by talking about the card itself. So from a lot of the early reviews that I watched from Gamers Nexus, from Hardware Unboxed, some people that I follow for this information, great YouTubers, by the way. Basically, what I pulled from the reviews that I watched, the benchmarks, is that the 3070 Ti is actually a pretty bad card. It's very underwhelming. For the price, it's not even that valuable when you compare it to its AMD counterparts, especially the 6800 XT, which, let me pull up AMD Direct Buy. AMD is also slated to release tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But especially when you compare it to something like this. Now, let me go ahead and pull up the 3070 Ti on Best Buy so you guys can see where it says online only, and you'll see where I'm coming from. So here we go. So here it says online only on Best Buy, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, you can't take the word of the website, basically. But I think it's pretty obvious that they're going for an online only thing, and it lines up perfectly with other things, which I'll talk about later. But as you can see, it's online only on the 3070 Ti page, versus if you were to go to the 3080 Ti page. I mean, it might have changed by now. Okay, the 3080 Ti changed by now, which is good news. That's very good news, actually. But before, obviously, if you didn't know, that said in-store event or in-store only. So that's good news that it changed to online only, because that means that it's going to be online now and not in stores. You don't have to go run like a maniac to go get it. But this is here for $600. And according to most of the benchmarks that I saw, which I will pull up Hardware Unboxed. I will pull up their most recent video just so I can show you guys the benchmark solely, because it's very important. Let me mute the video and just show you specifically what I was referring to. So this is the chart that I wanted to highlight, not the 4K part, but the 1440p part. At 4K, you can make the argument, right? At 4K, because NVIDIA cards, the new architecture is well suitable for the higher resolutions. But at 1440p, which is a more accessible resolution, and it's a resolution that more people use, it's very bad. It's looking really, really scary for NVIDIA in this realm, because if you look at it, the average frame rate for the 12 games that they pulled was 128, whereas the 6800, which is cheaper, the 6800 is cheaper than the 3070 Ti. Sorry, it's about $20 cheaper. Performs better by 11 FPS average, and the 6800 XT, which is $50 more, performs well over its average, over about 30 FPS better than the 3070 Ti. So that's amazing. And to me, I would recommend the 6800 XT to most people. in this price range. If you're going for a card that's 600, you can afford most likely 650. I mean, unless you're just really stuck at 600. But if I were to try to give you guys a recommendation before giving you tips on how to get the card, I would say get a 6800 XT. Try to go for one of those. It should be coming out at around 11:35. AMD drops typically happen around 11:30-ish. I don't know why I said 11:35, but that's when it happened last time. Should be about 11:30-ish tomorrow, 11:30 EST. Every time I'm going to mention is Eastern, unless I say otherwise. So keep that in mind. Should be around 11:30 Eastern AM. But I would try to go for that on top of trying to get a 3070 Ti. And then if you get the 3070 Ti, sell it to a friend for MSRP. Do what you wish. I don't know. Take it back. I don't care. But do what you got to do. I would say get a 6800 XT over the 3070 Ti. But with that being said, let's get into the overarching thing about what this whole video is about. Is the 3070 Ti launch. So 3070 Ti will be releasing on Best Buy, most likely online at around 9 a.m., which is where usually launches happen, 9 a.m. Eastern. I should keep reiterating it. And it should drop on Best Buy as well as Zotac. Last time Zotac did a 3080 Ti drop around the same time. There were also Shop BLT and Ant Online bundles that occurred later on. And yeah, I think it's pretty much those vendors. You got Micro Center in person, so if you want to go line up at a Micro Center, you can. But if you're not lined up by now, you're not getting one, for being honest. And I'm pretty sure there's also a lot of people lined up at Best Buys around the nation that are probably going to be disappointed. But we'll see. We'll see if they do it in store, but I doubt it. But it's going to be launching at those vendors. Let me get into some of the chat. Can I get an autograph, JK? I love you. Hey, thank you, Icy. Thank you for the comment, man. Is the RTX 3070 coming into stock Best Buy tomorrow? That is what I will answer very, very soon. Will 3080 Ti be dropping solo? I'll also be answering that very soon. But 3070 Ti is going to be dropping at those outlets tomorrow at 9 a.m. And also the big one, EVGA Elite Access members. If you have Elite Access, you can also join in on the queue. Try to get into that. That'll be happening also at, I think, 9 a.m. Eastern. It'll be about the same time. And for the most part, or most likely, you probably won't be able to get into the queue until after 10 Eastern, so about 7-ish, 7:30-ish, because that's what happened last time. And according to EVA Jacob on Twitter, he mentioned that they have added some slight changes to the website, but not many. So it's probably going to be the same thing, for being honest. So I wouldn't expect anything different. And if you couldn't get in till late this drop, you can probably use your newfound knowledge to try to get in faster this drop, but it's going to be the same old, same old. So get ready for another ride. But that's all the information about the 3070 Ti. Is going to be dropping at the main outlets that it usually does. Amazon, maybe. We'll see. Now, the big question, which is the question that you guys, at 9 a.m. Eastern on Best Buy, yes. Now, the big question that you guys asked, and a lot of people ask me, is about the other cards. So the 3070, 3080 Ti, 3080s, 3090s, yada yada. This is what I personally think. This is not confirmed information, but I will explain my rationale along with the information. So basically, I personally think that they will be dropping all of the cards tomorrow. Now, the only one that I'm questionable about is the 3080 Ti, and it's only because they just dropped like their initial stock last week. So I kind of don't expect them to do that, and that would make sense. They've done stuff like that in the past where they have done release drops on the same time when they drop everything else, and they'll leave out a couple. Hell, last week they left out the 3090 in my area, so it depends, right? But I don't expect the 3080 Ti specifically to be tomorrow. It could be. I would check for it if you're trying to get that specific card, but I don't expect it to be there. Everything else I would expect. So the 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3090, I would expect those to be in stock tomorrow on Best Buy only. Best Buy only, because the reason why, my rationale is basically the 2-week period. I'm going off of the 2-week period. It's been kind of strong over the past month or month and a half, so I'm going to keep sticking to that until they change otherwise. But they've been pretty steady with that schedule, and it would mark 2 weeks tomorrow. So when should you check for 3080 Ti? Considering the 3070 Ti will be launching at 9, if I remember correctly, because when the thank you for the sub, Creative. If I remember correctly, I have to check the chat. I'll probably check after and add a comment. But when the 3060 or 3070, one of those two cards dropped, they did a whole slate a whole suite drop at the same time, and I think it happened at the same time as the release. So I would check at 9 o'clock. And that's just the best thing to do anyway. Even if that wasn't the case, that's best case scenario. That's the best thing you should do, is check early when these cards drop. Because I don't want to give you the advice of, okay, check around 10 or 11 a.m. like they usually do, and then you wake up at, I don't know, 10 or whatever. You start checking at 10, and then it's gone. It's been sold out. I don't want you to do that. So I'd rather you check at the earliest time that could be possible, and I would say that would be around the launch time, so about 9 a.m. Eastern. So check when these cards come out. Check for that 3080 Ti as well. Any tips on getting to the checkout fast? I've made numerous videos, not to discredit your question or make it seem lesser than, but I've made a lot of videos on that topic. But I'll just basically run through one more time. You can get more in-depth tips from me from my past videos or my last live stream. I went into it actually pretty deep. My last live stream, I went through a whole cadence from start to finish of how it works. So you might want to check that out. And I'll have timestamps. I think I have some timestamps in the comment section. You might want to go check that out. But short version of it, basically you want to have all your information saved into your account. I'm not signed in, but you can have all your information saved here, your payment methods and your address. So your shipping address, billing address, and your card. And you want to basically just check out as normal, get on the website as fast as you can. That's pretty much that's the biggest thing that you have control over, is getting on the site as fast as you can. Sorry. Everything else is pretty much RNG. So the best thing you do is get on the site as fast as possible. To do that, I would highly recommend you basically, it's 9 a.m. so you don't have to really do a lot of guessing, but in a typical drop, you would have to I would recommend you to camp the Discord, which I'll have in the description below, the NerdSpeak Discord. Shout out to those guys, man. Really, really helpful people. But I would basically camp that Discord until I see something going on about Best Buy dropping. But in this drop, you won't have to worry about that because it's 9 a.m. so it's whatever. But yeah, check at 9 a.m. when it goes live. Refresh. This is the main thing that people ask me. So people say, okay, will it change to add to cart by itself, or do I refresh? Refresh, right? So you want to be on the page. Say if it was saying, like it does, say if it was saying coming soon, right? And boom, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to be refreshing the page just like this until I see it turn yellow, right? You don't want to just sit there and wait for it to turn yellow. You have to refresh it. When it does turn yellow and you get your first initial add to cart, that's when you click add to cart and you wait. You just follow the instructions. It'll tell you what to do. When it turns yellow again, you click it. If you click it and you get any type of error, that means it's out of stock. If you click it and it adds to your cart, you're good. That's pretty much the drop process. So I hope that answers your question. I live in Canada. Do you think there's a check on 3070 Ti's can be in stock? A lot of people are from Canada. Actually, you're not the only one. I have no information about Canada drops because from what I understand, they do drops on different times. So I'm not sure. Jeremiah asks, what about the 2060 Super? Good question. The 2060 Super shouldn't be dropping around. I would not expect that at all tomorrow. They usually come and go on Best Buy, every now and then. Excuse me. They come on Best Buy every now and then, but I wouldn't expect one tomorrow. That's something you kind of have to find a tracker for. I don't think NerdSpeak tracks 2060 Supers. I'm not even sure Stock Drops tracks them. But a good thing is if you are in the NerdSpeak Discord often, people do post like 1660 Supers, 2060 yada yada when they are on Best Buy. So that's something you kind of have to just camp around for. I don't think there's many notifieds about that. Eric asks, if I have my Best Buy account logged in and my card on it, do I have to put it back into purchase? Good question. That's a really good question, actually. So during the checkout process, if you logged in, you have your card on there, the only thing you'll have to enter is your CVV. That's it. You don't have to enter your card number, your expiration date, only the CVV, which makes it really, really quick. And it's why I recommend it over PayPal. So a lot of people ask me, what about PayPal versus credit card? Talked about this in my last live stream, but long story short, credit card is quicker. So you might want to save that to your account. You can save your PayPal too, but I would save the credit card to the account. Do you think there's a chance? Yeah, I answered that before. I see. Thank you, man. And how fast does it sell out since it's considered a big drop? Also, good question. So 3070 Ti, man, it's going to probably be along the lines of, because see, before I used to always think, okay, if they're making bigger margins, you try to read deep into it. It's like, oh, okay, well, 3080 Ti is going to have more stock because they're making more margins or higher margins on the card, so they can, they'll make more of them. Or 3090, they're going to have a lot of 3090s because, that's their big profit margin maker or whatever. Honestly, they probably don't have a lot of anything, for being honest. I think from what I've seen, from just speaking from historical, experiences and going off of historical data, they don't have seemingly a lot of stock with any of these. Like it's the same level as it always has been. So for me to answer your question as accurately as I can, how fast it'll sell out, most likely about 10 minutes. Now, I want to speak on specifically the last Best Buy drop, because that'll give you the most relevant information about this. From what I remember, the last Best Buy drop was terrible. It was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. And I was at I was basically at a disadvantage because I was at work. And thank you for the sub. I was at work, so I was expecting it to happen at around 11:30. You know what I mean? So I was waiting. Okay, 11:30, and then it happened at like 10:30. So I was like thrown off like crazy. So I like ran to my car and I tried to get a 3090. And the moment I got in my car, which was probably like 2 minutes later, so it couldn't have sold out that quick, got in my car and 3090s were sold out. I joined the 3080s and some other queues. They were gone. Like, it was ridiculous. I drove to my house, got on my computer. Everything was like sold out. It was going in and out. It was the worst drop ever. And what we talked about in the chat, we talked about this type of stuff a lot, like theories and stuff like that. From what we are concluding, this isn't official, but some of us think this. We think that Best Buy is being botted. And this is a very, very important topic. I meant to make a video on this, but I'll talk about it right here for a little bit. We think Best Buy finally got caught up by the bots, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every other site has been botted like crazy. Amazon, Zotac's getting pretty good. It could have been traffic from the last drop, but the last drop was actually really easy to get into. But Amazon's ridiculously botted. It's like impossible. Asus store in the past was botted to the point to where you can't even check out on there anymore, and they don't even do drops anymore. I think some other vendors are botted as well, but Best Buy, we always believed in Best Buy because we thought they had the best bot protection, which at a time they did, but apparently these new bots have like API level stuff I can't really get into. I'm not that technical or tech savvy in that realm as far as bots and stuff like that, but apparently they got into it and now it's being botted too. And it's kind of, apparent when you look at the stuff that's been happening. Cards have been showing in stock randomly out of nowhere during drops. Stuff is going in and out like crazy. It's weird. So it's like, you don't really know what to expect. I mean, I'm just trying to get a 3090 myself. I'm on the 3080 Ti queue. I kind of just want a 3090 FE so I can stop looking, but I'm stuck. I do these drops for fun mostly and for data collection, but it's just cool to be here, also experience. But it's just, it's annoying when I'm actually trying to get something and it does all this crazy stuff. Okay, but for real, how large do you think this drop's going to be for Vigilant? Yeah, I kind of answered that. Wow, that's crazy. Do you keep products saved in your saved item section on your Best Buy account? I do. Good question. I personally do. Let me see if I can. I'm going to pull it up on my main tab. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. So without having I guess I could sign in maybe. I'm going to pull it up over here, just so you guys can see my actual saved items. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, but just for point of reference. Here you go. So this is my actual account, and this is what I have in my saved items. So not that much stuff, but 3080 Strix, 3070, 3060 Ti, this 3080 XT Ultra, which not only do I not want anymore, but I try to do it for like a joke, and also just to see how AIB cards sell out as in relevance to FE cards. But they sell out quicker, if not the same time, if not quicker. The Vision OC, which at one point I thought was a cool thing to buy, and then I kind of lost interest. 3090, which is what I'm going for. 3060 was the cheapest one on there, so when that dropped, I added that, and then the two PlayStations and the 3080 Ti. So that's what I have. So yes, I do have products saved in my saved items. I don't check out from here, or I don't add to cart from this page, but I do have them on here, and it's mostly for like mid-drop supply checking, I guess you could call it that. But yeah, that's my account. Off topic, but would you know if what would happen if EVGA did cross shipment and I kept the old graphics card? I have no experience with how they do that, but if they're anything like Apple, I mean, I can reference them. They charge you for the card. Basically, they send you what you're supposed to like get, and then they charge you for it when in between the time that you get your product and then you send yours back. So if you don't send it back by the deadline, you have to pay for the thing they sent you. I don't know. I have no experience. I'm just saying if they're anything like Apple. You said, of course, they already took my deposit on the card. Do you think they would press charges? Yes. Please don't play with these companies' money. I'm trying to get. Don't do that, Brian. Don't do that. Do not play with these companies' money, man. That's not the wave at all. Don't do that. Are the FE cards the ones you want to look out for in the stock drop, or which third-party cards do you recommend saving for quick checkout? For which card specifically? Because for the 3090, I'm only looking at a FE because it's the cheapest one. Really for most of these cards, it's the FE. 3080 I don't want because I have one. 3070 and below I wouldn't really be checking for. Really all I want is a 3090. I'm not gonna lie to you. But just recommendations, I mean, hell, you can do the ones I have, which I mentioned earlier. I would just get anything, stay away. This is just me. You can do what you want. I would stay away from these gigabytes because they look like they're trash and overpriced. Stay away from PNY. Damn, a tough 3080 Ti is 1900. What the? I'm just now looking at some of these prices. This is let me look at these AIB cards. This is ridiculous. So this one's 1500. Okay, whatever. Strix 3080 Ti is 2 racks. All right. Vision is 1500. Tough is 9. This should not be $1,900, man. Asus is on demon level, bro. They're on demon timing right now. They do not care about y'all's wallets. This is why I don't recommend this card. The 3080 Ti is okay at retail. It's okay. It's still a bad value. But it's all right given that it's basically a 3090 with half the VRAM. So it kind of, if you were already gonna buy a 3090 for gaming, it kind of sells itself in a way. But if you're paying over $1,400, really, if you're paying over retail, for being honest, you shouldn't be getting a 3080 Ti. None of these AIBs are worth it once they hit like $1,300 because then you might as well just get a 3090. So it doesn't matter. But I always say go for MSRP cards. That's just my thing. There's like a meme in the chat that's like MSRP isn't real or whatever. But look, I'm always gonna vouch for going for MSRP. But if you have to, I would say get the closest to MSRP card you can, especially with these little cards like the 3060 Ti, 3070. Considering the AIB card prices are ridiculous on these, I would try to stay as close to MSRP as possible, without getting a gigabyte card. If they don't drop 3080 Ti, when will they drop? If they don't drop this week, I would look out for really. It's kind of weird telling you to just look out every week. But honestly, if they don't drop tomorrow, it could be anything. Like that would throw off a pattern, and then it would be kind of hard to gauge. I would be telling you to either check next Thursday or the Thursday after, which is kind of just like redundant. It's like, oh, check every Thursday, but it could literally be anything. It could be by itself and then in its own drop next week. It could be in 2 weeks when they do the next big drop. It could be whatever. So I can't really answer that question fully. I don't want to just give you some random dates to just check. My old one's good. No, I prepaid before shipment. I'm honestly lost with your whole debacle. I have one for the win 3080 and a 3070. Yeah, I don't know. 3080, 3070, 3060. Yeah, so 3080, like I said before, I would try to stick as close to MSRP as you can. I do really like the since there's no for the win 3s from my remembering. Let me check. I don't think there's no for the win 3s on Best Buy, are they? Right? Yeah, they don't do 30. They don't do for the win 3s. So I would go for the XC3 Ultra as an AIB pick. The Ventus I would kind of avoid. Actually, I would avoid. This Gigabyte I would avoid. The Vision, unless you like the color, I would avoid it. So yeah, really that just leaves the stock one. The Strix you can do, because even though it's $10.99, Actually, no, because if it's 1099, the 3080 Ti is very close to that. So, but then again, if 3080 Ti doesn't drop, then whatever. But you also got to throw in the fact that the Strix is impossible to get anyway. So it's the odds are not in your favor. But you can go for the Strix 3080, the FE 3080, and the XE Ultra 3080. Those would be my picks for that. 3070 FE. I would go for the XE3 Ultra, and that's it really. The toughest out of the price range really. Yeah, I would get no Strix card below a 3080 because it's not you're not doing anything. Don't get a Strix 30. If you get a Strix 3060 Ti, I will not respect you. I'm just letting you know. It's just the dumbest choice ever. Do they charge you right away, and do they do store pickup? Yeah, they usually charge you right away. And as far as the store pickup, yeah, they do in-store pickup. Sometimes mid-drop, they'll switch to doing shipping as well, but that depends. They've never done shipping only in the past. They usually just do store pickup, or they'll do a mix of both. Like in the middle of the drop, you'll just be able to switch or whatever. By the way, I should note that if you're enjoying the stream or you're getting some enjoyment or information out of the stream, I'd highly appreciate it. Sorry, if you gave me a like. I mean, hey, I'm just trying to give out as much help as I can to you guys. I'd appreciate that a lot. But back to the questions. Any advice for buyers in Canada? Like I said before, I'm not in Canada. I don't know how their drops work that much. I've seen some of their drops, but I cannot give any hard advice, and I don't want to just be leading you astray. So I'm not going to comment on that. It's terrible up here, bro. I bet it is, man. It's dry. I have not seen that many drops happen in Canada. I've seen them every now and then, but like I can't even tell you the last one I've seen. Probably like 3-4 months ago. It was bad. It's bad, man. But yeah, basically the point that I was making with the whole, I guess, my preference is like with these cards, right? I have a 3080, so I have to keep thinking like someone who doesn't have a card, right? So if it was me, if I was just building a computer and I wanted to play games, if I was trying to get a card, the card I'm going for, and I would recommend to most people, is a 3070. A 3070 FE at $500. If you could get a 3070 Ti at what was it? Yeah, $600. If you can get a 3070 Ti at $600, that'll work, right? If you're gauging the entire stack. I know I just went all against it and said don't get it, get an AMD, but I'm just going with everything. I would recommend the 3070 or even the 3060 Ti as a good card for most people. And the 3070 is actually, they're all not really that accessible, but the 3070 is the most accessible card that I've seen launch out of all of these, and the 3090 I'd probably say. Everything else is pretty much impossible to get. Now, all of them are damn near impossible to get, but you get what I'm saying. Like, out of the best ones, basically the best of the worst is the 3070 and the 3090. So I would go for one of those, maybe a 3070, try to get a 3070 Ti tomorrow, or the 3060 Ti. That's for everybody. But for me personally, if you want the best performance, you got to go for that 3090, man. 3090, or if you want to get a good value, try to get a 3080 FE or something around those prices, like $750, $800, something like that. If you can get a 3080 in that range, try to get something there. You know, if you want to get really good performance, 3080 is the best value with the 10 gigabytes RAM. Exactly. I agree with you, Brian. It's awesome. It's a really good card. I've used it and the 3070, and they're both really amazing. They're both really amazing cards. When it says one more step, do you just wait or refresh? You just wait. You just wait, man. Once you click the button initially, you just wait. And thank you guys for the sub, Unconscious and Eric CDG. Thank you guys. I appreciate it a lot, man. But yeah, you just wait. Once you click that button, you wait, let it do its thing. If you don't get another add to cart button, or if you get one and it bugs, luck didn't go your way, man. You didn't get one. But if you happen to click it and it works, hey, you can go ahead and check that out, man. But the checkout process isn't that difficult. It's really all preparation and then luck based. I try to give you guys as much of the preparation stuff as I can and try to help you guys understand, you know, the implications of everything. But it's a lot of luck involved, and I honestly don't think I say that enough. So I would like to reiterate that it is a lot of luck, man. I don't want to lead you guys, just blind and saying, oh, I can get a card, and then, you're disappointed every drop. There is a crap ton of luck involved. Even for me, I don't get cards every time. Like, I've gotten a lot of cards on Best Buy. I've gotten a lot of cards in the past 9 months, right? But it's still luck. I mean, in the past, it was easier. I can go on a whole, nostalgia trip. In the past, it was very easy, especially in 2020. It was ridiculously easy. And then the best drop of all time was the Feb 5 drop. Everybody I knew was getting numerous cards. I got 6, actually, which I will make a video on that. I got 6 cards that dropped. Somebody else I know got 4. Like, that's how I did the sell-away on here on the channel. It's in the past, it was so easy, but now it's ridiculous. It's hard. And I honestly, if you're trying to get a 3080 right now, I feel for anybody trying to get a 3080, man, because I have one and I bought it for $749, the tough 3080, and you see what it's going for right now. It's going for damn near, it was not even on the site anymore. But if you look at the resale prices of tough 3080s on StockX, I think it was right about $2,000 even for the tough 3080. Yeah, last sale was $1,966. Like, it's ridiculous. And I think it retails for it said 700, but that's not true. I think it retails for about 800, 900 now. So the prices have risen so much. And I really feel bad for anybody trying to get a 3080 in this current environment. But it is what it is, man. Will the add to cart button show when the cards come in stock, or will I have to refresh the page? You have to refresh the page, man. Basically, when you're sitting on there and it says sold out, you refresh it at 9 and it should pop up. If it doesn't, just refresh it again until you see it. There's an app called Distill.io, works fairly well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of Distill. A lot of people use it. Yeah, it works. I personally don't even use Noties. I haven't used Noties in a minute. If I were to show you my Discord, when I'm in Nerd Speak, I don't even have Noties. I just go out. I just sit in the chat, man. I like being in there. It's fun. You get links early. So it's a win-win, honestly, to me. But I know not everybody has time or, the want to sit in that chat all day. Wait, so what will it look like if you didn't get one? I'm assuming you mean like if it didn't add to your cart. It'll say basically this card cannot be added, or this product cannot be added to your cart at this time, or this cart was not added to your cart, or something like that. It'll just give you an error. Is phone a huge advantage to, as they say it is, though? I made a video back in, I think, March, and at that time people were telling me that you could use the phone to bypass the captcha. So like you add the card to your cart on the computer and then you go on your phone and you just check out. That's what people were telling me. Some people said that. I said that. I did not say that. I said someone told me that. And I don't even think that works anymore. I don't think it really ever worked, but I just said what people told me and they confirmed it because they did it themselves. So I don't think the phone's that big of an advantage. It is what it is. I think they're about the same. I don't think it really matters. I just like being on the computer because I have a superstition with this stuff. I just like to do the same thing every time and it works. That's just me. I don't like to change it up. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, honestly. Is it the general chat you want to camp out and nerd speak? Yeah. Just be chilling there, man. If you go in that chat, just chill out, bro. You can ask questions, but I don't want you to get, a lot of people, I do it sometimes too. I fall victim to this a lot and I can admit it. People ask the same questions, either questions that we're literally talking about as they ask it, or questions we've answered like 100 times. So, or stuff that I've come on stream and answered 100 times. So I get kind of annoyed, but then I have to realize, okay, not everybody knows about NerdSpeak. Not everybody knows about me, and not everybody knows the answer to their own damn questions. So obviously, if they want to answer, they need an answer, and they just want the answer. They don't want any bullshit. So I have to keep remembering that and just be like, oh, you know what? Let me just answer the dude, man. But don't just go in there, man. Have a good time. Gain some knowledge. There'll be people in there, myself included. I'm in there a lot. You can at Henry the 12 in the chat, either the account, you'll see it. Either one of those is me. One of them is my work account. One of them is my main. Either one works. I'm in there pretty much all the time. If I'm not asleep, I'm looking in that chat every now and then. So you can ask me any questions in there. You can ask some other people in there. They'll help you out, man. Really helpful people. And yeah, it's a good chat to be in. Not even just for help, but just like to be first. It's really good to be in that chat, man, because you get links before the bot sometimes, and it's most of the time actually, and it's really, really convenient to be in there. Do not refresh too much. What channel do I go to in the Discord? General chat. There's notification channels in there, so like you can sign up for noties, and it'll send you a notification from the bot. Thank you for the sub. I am not. It'll send you notification from the bot. I would turn those on. I personally don't have them on just because of don't do what I do. Do what I say, not as I do, because I have cards. I've had cards, so I could care less if I actually get one, but I do it for fun. So don't do what I do. I would highly recommend you turn on those noties. Avoid the Amazon ones because they're impossible unless you just like challenges. And yeah, and be in the chat as well, so you can basically get the best of both. What happens if you refresh too much? I don't know. I'm not sure what Prince Vegeta was talking about, but from what you can refresh all the time. You don't have to limit your refreshes. You just don't want to refresh when you get it added. Like when you press the button and you're waiting, you don't want to refresh then, because then you might mess up your queue. Some people say it doesn't mess it up, but you know, it goes back to my superstition. I like to wait because the shit said wait, so I'm gonna wait. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. But let me talk more about AMD, because I want to talk about AMD. So AMD is also supposed to drop tomorrow, and based off last week, if you watched my video, you would know that last week on Thursday was insane. You would get banned. You don't get banned on Best Buy from my memory, Prince. You get banned on AMD and you get banned on EVGA, but I've never seen. I won't say you can't, but I've never seen someone get banned on Best Buy, or even shadow banned for that matter. You'll be IP banned for refreshing too much, huh? Does it give you an error, or is it like a shadow ban, like it doesn't add anything? Let me know. That's good information if you're right. Let me know about that, and I'll ask some people in the chat about it. But let me talk about AMD. So AMD does their drops on Thursdays, right around 11:30ish. I'd highly recommend you guys get in on this, because they sell out quick. They're regional as well, so it might not be in your area. You just have to be in the chat and do some geolocation. You know what I'm saying? Ask some people, okay, where you live? Is it in your area? Oh, you live here? Where's it? It's good to do that, man. It's good to have that community, because these drops are regional. But AMD does their thing, and these cards are good. They're good prices, bro. Like, I know not everybody likes AMD, but other than the 6800, which I think shouldn't exist, the 6800 XT is fire. The 6900 XT is fire. Oh no, the 6700 XT I like as well. 6700 XT is fire, bro. Like, I don't get why more people aren't going for these cards. These cards are sick. Like, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it just because of the lack of an NVIDIA encoder. That's it. If I didn't like the NVIDIA encoder for like streaming and editing videos and stuff like that, I would have an AMD card maybe if I just wanted to to have NVIDIA for shadow play or whatever. But AMD is sick, bro. I would check these out. I got access denied before. You got access denied on Best Buy? Wow. I did not know that. I've never seen someone get it. Yes, you get an error if it happens. Just switch to incognito. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, Prince Video. That's good data. Good information. Thank you, man. You should really be on incognito in the first place, as you have to cache data and cookies slowing you down. Huh. I wonder if that's true, because I've never had a problem with that. So would you say that? So you don't have it slowing you down. So would you say that if you were on a normal browser and before the drop you cleared your cache and your cookies and all that, do you think that would be a good thing to do, like a good recommendation? Because that's good. I've never heard anyone even mention that, because every time I do incognito, it messes me up. And refresh your router and get on Google DNS server. Oh yeah, that's like the 8888 server. Huh. Okay. I've never experienced it, but I know that Walmart. Yeah, Walmart does it for sure. Target, I think I've seen Target do it. GameStop, I think I've seen GameStop do it as well. But Walmart for sure, because I've been hit with it. What's a card at an affordable price that's better than a 1050 Ti? Man, I am. Good question, Jesse. Good question, man. I am terrible with like value, like lower end stuff. I suck at it so bad. I guess, I mean, this current market is bad to just recommend cards because you'll go on there and it'll be much higher priced than what you're used to. I would say a 1660 Ti, a 2060, excuse me, 2060, a base 2070, even something like that. There's nothing really that's affordable now, but maybe one of those cards in that price range, if you can get it used for under like $300 or under 250, I'd say that's a good affordable price. I guess it depends on what your budget is, but RX 580. I mean, what is RX 580's NVIDIA equivalent? I forgot. Let me know if you know off the top of your head, Brian. But yeah, any of those cards, 1070 Ti, possibly, yeah, that's a good one. 1080 base. Do you recommend using a VPN? No, I would not recommend using a VPN because every time I've ever used a VPN during drops, it always messes up something with the sign in because they use a lot of like this, like I was saying, the cache and the cookies and stuff to make sure they know, okay, you're this person, you've been here before, which is why I don't know why clearing the cache, stuff like that, it might go against what you're trying to do. It might help it, I don't know. But from what I understand, when you use a VPN, it just messes up like the location. They think you're somewhere else, so then they start giving you a crap ton of captchas. Not really on Best Buy because they don't really do captchas that heavy, but sites like Zotac, sites like Walmart, I couldn't even get to a product page when I was trying to do the PS5 because of the VPN. Other sites as well. I wouldn't recommend a VPN at all. There was another good question. Let me find it. Do you think I can cop one tomorrow? I'm stressed out. No GPU. My 580 is slow. Hey man, I think you can. I think everybody can. Now, obviously, when I say I think everybody can, I think everybody has a chance. Let me say that because it's not mathematically possible that everybody that goes for the card can get one. But I believe in everybody. We'll put it like that. I had to do a capture on checkout too, but I don't know about American Best Buy. What is the time of drop? Johnny, if you just got here, welcome to the stream, by the way. The time of the drop is 9 a.m. Eastern. Should be. Or around that time if they come late. AMD. Oh, my bad. AMD. They usually happen at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern. 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Sorry about that. That would be AMD. But yeah, AMD cards are sick. I'd recommend these, especially like the 6800 XT. Man, for $649, you're getting so much power out of this. And even at the 6900 XT, even though it's $1,000, you're saving $500 from the 3090, and you're getting a lot of power out of that card as well. But at that point, the NVIDIA cards do better at 4K. So if you play with 4K, I'd get an NVIDIA card. But if you play at 1440p or 1080p, these cards are beasts, man. They are definite beasts. 1060 is the equivalent for RX 580. Okay, so if he said he had a 1050 Ti, I don't know if that would be a meaningful upgrade. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I would go for the 1660 Super or 2060 or something like that. That'll actually give you some meaningful performance gain. Info for EVGA Elite tomorrow. I went over it earlier, but basically, EVGA Elite is gonna be happening. If you're not an Elite member, you can go to my last live stream. I'll show you guys how to get Elite for free. But you can hop on that queue. It should be starting at around 9 a.m. Eastern as well. And you probably realistically won't be able to get into the site until like 10 Eastern or 7 Pacific because of the site issues. EVGA Jacob mentioned on Twitter that they haven't fixed the site that much. They added a couple of fixes, but not that much. So it's probably going to be same old. So I would definitely expect around a 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish notify time for that. And now as far as waiting, I'm still waiting. I got in at 7:43 like I mentioned in my last video, and they haven't even moved KR SKUs this entire week. I think they moved them on Monday, and that was it. They got to like 7:34, I think, so like 9 minutes away. And I thought they would move more in the past couple of days, but they haven't. EVGA Jacobs said that they would move more later this week, and it's Thursday, so we'll see what happens today. But my worry is the 3070s are going to impact the 3080s, so they're going to be focused on moving more 3070s and not 3080s. But maybe they'll stick true to their word and move both. I don't know. I don't work for them. But hey, Jacob has been known to be shady in the past. He told us by October stock should be ramping. He said that shit in September of of 2020, and you see where we're at. So you kind of see where my heart lies with his legitimacy, but it is what it is. You got to be quick to have that Google Play set up. I've heard Apple Pay works just as well. For what? Google Play for what site? What is a 3070 Ti equivalent to AMD? 3070 Ti sits below. So this is the thing I was showing you guys in this video. So this is the performance chart for the 3070 Ti across 12 games at 1440p. So you see, it's not even better than the 6800, like in rasterization and at 1440p. Because I'm sure if you throw ray tracing in the mix, or if you go to 4K, you see it's kind of comparable. So I would say 6800. And that's its competitor in price anyway. It's between the 6800 and the 6800 XT, closer to the 6800, and in performance it's closer to the 6800. So I would say that's its competitor. But at 1440p pure rasterization, no ray tracing DLSS, which is how I play my games, it's way worse. So you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's its competitor. If you want a quick answer. If he has a 1050 Ti, a 1660 Ti would be a massive upgrade. Thank you for that. Good information. That's what I was thinking off numbers, but I haven't used those cards. I think I had a 1050 Ti on my laptop, but I don't have much experience in the budget realm, so it's hard for me to answer those. But I appreciate you for clarifying that. Also, what time do you think they will restock the 3080 on Best Buy? Yeah, so I answered that question. I'm probably gonna end this stream in about 5 to 10 minutes, because I'm getting repeat answers, and you guys can just watch the beginning of the stream where I answer it. But to answer that question, Abraham, good question by the way. They will restock the 3080. It's possible. I explained it earlier. You can go back and watch it, but it's possible that they will restock it at the same time as they do the 3070 Ti, because of the 2-week pattern that they've been going with. Sorry for hitting the mic. 2-week pattern that they've been going with. But it could not happen, but I think it does. I believe that it will happen. Have you had any success using the Best Buy app for drops? The only drop that I've ever used the Best Buy app for is an Xbox Series X, and that was back when they were easy to get, so you kind of don't want to count that one, right? But for cards, no, I've never even used it. Not that I haven't had any success, I just haven't used the app. So I don't want you to think that the app sucks. I just haven't used it. So sorry about that. But yeah, I think that'll be it from me. I think I covered pretty much most of the information. Like I said before, I've gone over. Hey, thank you, Brian. Thank you. I try my best to help you guys out. Like, I'd appreciate a like, by the way. Ha, shameless plug. Anyway, I try my best to help you guys out, give you guys as much information as I can. I know I'm late. It's 12 a.m. on East Coast, but I try my best to process all this information and try to relay it to you guys as quick as I can. And if you're in the chat, you can kind of get a lot of this information live. So like I said before, I'd highly recommend you guys join the NerdSpeak Discord in the description. It's a very useful tool, man. If you're trying to get a card, or you're just trying to learn about how things work to better your efforts in getting a card, it's very, 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 it'll just be in your favor to join that Discord, and I'd highly recommend it. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna cap it off like that. How long have we been streaming for? 50 minutes. It's right around the time of most of my other streams. So you can go ahead if you are new, if you're just now joining the stream. I know I got 23 concurrent viewers, just had 28. Thank you guys, man, for all the support. I appreciate it. This is all for you, man. This is all for you guys. But if you are new to the stream, if you're just joining, be sure to, when this stream ends, to watch it back over. Watch the first 15 minutes, and you'll kind of get any answer for most of the questions that you probably have. So yeah, with that being said, let me get a little bit more of the chat before I leave. How do you turn on server notifications? Join the chat and go to the notification channel and scroll up to the top. It'll give you instructions on that. Was the bundle on Ant Online for 3060 a good deal? Let me talk about that. Yeah, give me 5 minutes to talk about it. Good question, Johnny. Good question. Let me get 5 minutes to talk about this. So the Ant Online bundles are sick. They're sick if and only if you need everything. So if you need a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, like Game Pass, need a power supply. It's basically a pre-built without the case. That's what 2 said. That's what 2 Madra said in the chat. It's basically a pre-built without the case. If you need everything, it's a sick deal. It's a sick deal. If you don't need everything, it's kind of a hard sell because you have to sell, no pun intended, everything else except the GPU, and it's going to be hard to do and make good enough money back for it to be worth it. You'll probably be up still like $400 around that. But it's fine if you bought it. Even if you bought it and you had parts and you got to take them back, it's cool, man. It's cool as long as you got your hands on it and you're proud and you're happy of the product that you paid for. But just recommendation, it's fine for people that just don't have anything or they haven't started the build process yet. But for people that already have stuff, yeah, it's kind of a hard sell. Still processing. Currently have a RX 590 Nitro. Oh yeah, that should be a good upgrade then. That should be a good upgrade. But thank you, Brian, for blessing everybody, man. Blessings to everybody. Good luck to everybody tomorrow, man. How do you pre-set up your PayPal at Google Play and Best Buy? I've never seen Google Pay in Best Buy, but PayPal is in the settings. You can go on there and go to your payment methods and go through there. It'll be on there. But I love how the 6900 XT is beating 3090. It's 500 less. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. But the thing with the 3090 is not only are you getting 24 gigs of VRAM for, any workstation things or creative things, Blender, stuff like that, you're also getting DLSS. It's good to argue these things. I know I might be hypocritical because when I talk about AMD, I'm like, oh, well, FSR is coming, but DLSS is here, right? You got the NVIDIA encoder. You got shadow play. You got, that you're going to get good drivers. It's not hash rate limited. Like, you have so many things on the side of the 3090 that it's just worth it, even with this 3 FPS dip. And if you look at 4K, you can see it comes back on top. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a better card, bro. Let's just be honest. 3090 it kills the 6900 XT. It's still cool. I think the 6900 XT is cool, but it's not really fair once you analyze everything. But yeah, that's it for me. We've been streaming for 52 minutes. Thank all you guys for coming through to the stream. If you enjoyed the stream, by the way, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want more information like this about in the future about cards, stuff like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I definitely appreciate it. I'm gonna be putting out more content. Yeah, that's it from me, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And it does in 4K. It does though, does it not? Does it not? That's meaningful, man. That's meaningful. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace.